Kansas, located in the Midwestern United States, boasts Topeka as its capital and Wichita as its most populous city. This landlocked state shares borders with Nebraska to the north, Missouri to the east, Oklahoma to the south, and Colorado to the west. Its name is derived from the Kansas River, named after the Kansan Native Americans who once inhabited its banks. Over thousands of years, a variety of Native American tribes called the region that is now Kansas home, with eastern tribes settling in river valleys and western tribes adopting a semi-nomadic lifestyle, hunting vast herds of bison. As of 2015, Kansas had become a highly productive agricultural state, achieving significant yields in wheat, corn, sorghum, and soybeans. With an expansive area of 82,278 square miles, 213,100 square kilometers, it ranks as the 15th largest state. According to the 2020 census, Kansas is the 36th most populous state, boasting a population of 2,940,865. Despite its size, it is the 10th least densely populated state. The residents of Kansas are affectionately referred to as Kansans. Mount Sunflower stands as the state's highest point, reaching an elevation of 4,039 feet. Kansas Amber Alert. The Amber Alert, a crucial tool employed by law enforcement to locate abducted children, has successfully facilitated the recovery of over 1,000 children across the nation. But how does this system operate? Designed to rescue children in abduction scenarios, Amber Alerts have been instrumental in reuniting children with their families since the mid-1990s, as per the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ. This program continues to be utilized not only within the U.S., but also in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. In the state of Kansas, Amber Alerts are managed by the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, KBI. The criteria for issuing an Amber Alert in Kansas are outlined on the KBI's Kansas Amber Plan website. A child abduction has occurred. The abducted child is 17 years of age or younger or an individual with a mental or physical disability. There is reason to believe the victim is in imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death. There is sufficient information to disseminate to the general public, aiding in the safe recovery of the victim and/or the apprehension of a suspect. When Kansas law enforcement determines that an abduction meets the specified criteria, they initiate the Amber Alert procedures by contacting the KBI. In the event of a missing child in Kansas, aside from relying on the Amber Alert program, there are alternative avenues to explore. The Department of Justice oversees the Child Abduction Response Team, CART, launched in 2006, which assists local law enforcement agencies in cases of missing or abducted children. Unlike the Amber Alert program, CART can be utilized for all missing children cases. The KBI website provides additional resources for situations involving missing persons in Kansas. It is recommended to promptly contact local law enforcement if a child goes missing, as the initial 48 hours are crucial for a safe recovery. To report a missing child, the KBI suggests asking the following questions when reaching out to local law enforcement. To enter the missing person into the National Crime Information Center, NCIC. If the situation meets the criteria for the National America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response, Amber Alert. Request the case number and the name and contact information of the investigator handling the case. Ask law enforcement to maintain communication, and if they do not initiate contact, you can follow up with them. To stay informed about Amber Alerts in Kansas, individuals can visit the Kansas Amber Plan website for updates on active alerts, follow the Amber Alert Facebook page, and subscribe to the Kansas Amber Alert X account, formerly known as Twitter. Kansas Silver Alert. The Kansas legislature implemented the Silver Alert in 2009, and its administration is overseen by the Office of the Attorney General. The Silver Alert Committee, composed of law enforcement, media representatives, and other community partners, is supported by the Attorney General's office. This committee collaborates to establish the protocol for issuing alerts and model policies for law enforcement and the media. The Silver Alert Protocol, developed with the intention of honoring the dignity and independence of Kansas seniors, upholds their right to make choices in their daily lives. Specifically, the Kansas Silver Alert Protocol establishes a voluntary framework for coordinating efforts among law enforcement agencies, media outlets, and other entities. This collaboration comes into play when an individual aged 65 or older or someone suffering from dementia is reported missing by concerned family members or caregivers. The Kansas Silver Alert Protocol outlines specific criteria for law enforcement to employ when dealing with missing persons, particularly those who are elderly or suffering from dementia. The protocol emphasizes that the term, Silver Alert, should only be used when certain conditions are met. The missing person is either suffering from dementia or is over the age of 65, and a. The person has a reported medical or mental condition that could endanger their ability to make sound decisions or survive independently, or b. The person has been identified as a risk to self-harm. The person's whereabouts are unknown, and their disappearance deviates from their normal routine, indicating a potential need for assistance or intervention. The investigating officer deems it appropriate to seek public assistance in locating the individual. The protocol emphasizes the right to self-determination for missing adults, recognizing that some may object to the public release of medical or personal information. The primary goal of law enforcement is the safety of the missing person, based on all available facts and circumstances. The activation and implementation of a Kansas Silver Alert are local decisions made by the investigating law enforcement agency. When a decision is made to issue a Silver Alert, the responsibility falls on local law enforcement to notify the media and other relevant resources. If the missing person is believed to have left the local area, the investigating officers must identify appropriate non-local resources and make necessary notifications. In cases requiring a statewide search, notification is to be made to KBI Communications. Regardless of the alert's scope, law enforcement is required to report the incident immediately to the Office of the Attorney General once a Silver Alert is issued. Kansas. Statistics. Title: Addressing the Enigma of Missing Persons. Introduction. The issue of missing persons is a poignant and multifaceted challenge that transcends borders and societies. The statistics of open and resolved cases, as well as the enigma surrounding unidentified and unclaimed individuals, underscore the complexity of this predicament. In this essay, we delve into the numbers: 125 open cases of missing persons, 183 resolved cases, 27 open cases of unidentified persons, and 15 resolved cases, and reflect on the societal implications and the urgent need for effective solutions. Missing persons. The figure of 125 open cases of missing persons is not merely a statistic. It represents the countless stories of individuals whose whereabouts remain unknown, causing anguish for families and communities. These cases encapsulate the myriad reasons people may go missing, from voluntary disappearance to tragic accidents or criminal activities. Each open case signifies an unresolved narrative, demanding attention, resources, and collaboration among law enforcement, communities, and support organizations. Resolved cases. The 183 resolved cases provide a glimpse of hope and closure for families who have faced the distressing uncertainty of a missing loved one. However, these resolutions also prompt reflection on the factors that contributed to the successful conclusion of these cases. Was it a result of improved investigative techniques, community involvement, or a combination of factors? Understanding the dynamics of resolved cases is essential to refining strategies for handling open cases and preventing future disappearances. Unidentified persons. The category of unidentified persons introduces another layer of mystery. With 27 open cases and 15 resolved cases, it highlights the challenge of connecting individuals to their identities. These cases might involve victims of crimes, accidents, or individuals who, for various reasons, have lost connection with their past. The need to enhance forensic capabilities, public awareness, and cross-jurisdictional cooperation becomes evident to address the plight of unidentified persons effectively. Unclaimed persons. The absence of open or resolved cases in the unclaimed persons category does not diminish its significance. It raises questions about the societal structures and support systems in place for individuals who may remain unclaimed after their passing. Addressing this issue requires a compassionate approach, ensuring that everyone, even in death, is acknowledged, and appropriate measures are taken to provide closure. Conclusion. The statistics presented 125 open cases of missing persons, 183 resolved cases, 27 open cases of unidentified persons, and 15 resolved cases, serve as a call to action. They prompt us to reconsider the mechanisms in place for preventing disappearances, resolving cases, and providing closure for families. Collaborative efforts between law enforcement, communities, and support organizations are essential to comprehensively address the challenges surrounding missing persons, unidentified individuals, and unclaimed persons. As we navigate this enigma, fostering empathy, awareness, and technological advancements will be key in ensuring a safer and more compassionate society for all. Kansas. Missing persons. 125. Open cases. 183. Resolved cases. Unidentified persons. 27. Open cases. 15. Resolved cases. Unclaimed persons. 0. Open cases. 0. Resolved cases.